All right, friends, today in science, we are going to talk about living and non-living things. You just read the story on Get Epic, Living and Non-Living. I like that story. I thought it was a great introduction to living and non-living things. And what I really liked is they did a comparison on each page, and they talked about what living things need in order to live and grow. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about living things and non-living things. In the book, they talked about how living things need certain things to keep happening, and they need it to repeat over and over and over again in order to live. What were some of the things that they talked about? Very good. They talked about if something moves, right? If something moves, then it is alive. And what did they say didn't move in the book? Very good. They talked about a book. A book doesn't move, right? So living things move. What else did they talk about that living things need? Very good. Living things need air. They need to be able to breathe. And in the book, I think they asked you, does a rock breathe? Yep, rocks don't breathe, do they? So they do not. So let's think about it. Rocks don't move and rocks don't breathe. So two things right there that rocks don't do. So that means that they might be non-living, but let's keep checking. Then they asked about if a living thing gets thirsty. And if a living thing gets thirsty, then it needs water to drink. So then that means that it's living. It needs water. And they talked about a bicycle. They asked if a bicycle gets thirsty. Does a bicycle get thirsty? No, the person riding the bicycle might get thirsty, but the bicycle itself doesn't get thirsty. Let's go back to our rock. Does a rock get thirsty? A rock does not get thirsty. So we know now a rock doesn't breathe, a rock doesn't move, and it certainly doesn't drink any water, right? Okay, and the last thing they talked about was if a living thing needs food. Living things need food in order to grow and change. So they asked the question, does a computer need food? Nope, never seen a computer eat. Look up recipes on a computer, but I've never seen a computer eat food before. So if we know that living things need food, air, water, and if they can move, then we know it must be a living thing. So let's talk about our friend the rock again. Does a rock move? No. Does a rock breathe? Nope. Does a rock eat food? No. And does a rock get thirsty? No, it does not. All right, so I think using that checklist, we can say that a rock is a non-living thing, okay? All right, now what I want to do is I want you to take a look in your science workbook, okay? Let's open up to page 76, and you should see a picture of the park right there, okay? You should see a picture of the park, and I'm going to hold my book up so you can see, okay? All right, so living things are alive. They need air, food, water, and space to live. Non-living things are not alive. And we just used our rock as an example from the story. Doesn't need those things. Now let's take a look at our picture, okay? At the park, all right? Now let's take a look and let's point out some things that are maybe non-living things, okay? Non-living things. All right, so let's take a look. Let's look at the swing. Let's talk about the swing. Does a swing need food? No. Does a swing need water? No. Does it need to breathe? No. Does a swing move? Sure, it can move. But does it change and grow at all? No, it does not. So a swing may move, but it is not a living thing. It doesn't change and grow. Let's take a look at the sliding board. Okay, the sliding board. Does that need air? Nope. Does it eat? Nope. Does it drink? Nope. Does it move? No, this one doesn't move, does it? So it definitely is a non-living thing. It does not change or grow. Let's take a look at the bench. Does the bench do any of those things that living things need? No, so it's a non-living thing. Let's take a look at the child right here. Does a child need to breathe? Yep. Does a child need to eat? Yep. Does a child get thirsty? Yep. And does a child move? Yep. So a child would be a living thing. Let's take a look. Let's look at the bird. Okay, a bird. Need to eat? Need to drink? Yep. Need to breathe? Yep. And does a bird move? Yes, it does. It does move. Now, here's a tricky one. Let's look at the tree. Does a tree need to drink? Yes, it does. Does a tree need food? A tree does need food. Trees make their own food from the sunlight, and they make, it's almost a sugar, so they make that. Now, here's the other question. Does a tree need air? Yes, it does, because if you try to grow a tree without any air, it's not going to grow. Does a tree get up and move? Like, does a tree walk away, fly away, run away? No, but how does a tree move? Exactly, it grows. So it does move, so it is a living thing. What I would like you to do right now on this picture at the park, and we just talked about a couple different things, I would like you to circle 2 living things on this page. Circle 2 living things and put an X on 2 non-living things. Okay, so circle 2 living things and put an X on 2 non-living things. Okay? All right, now what I would like you to do is I would like you to turn to this page. This is the page right next to it, okay? Now, we read the story on Get Epic, living versus non-living, and we just looked at the picture of the park, okay? Now, taking what you read and taking what you looked at in the park, I would like you to look around your house right now. Your house right now, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're working. I would like you to find one living thing. Okay, you can even walk outside if you're allowed to do this, if you're allowed to walk outside. If mom and dad say you can take a little recess and go outside, you could do this and then come back and do it in your book, okay? But what I want you to do somewhere around your house, either outside or inside, I would like you to find one living thing today and draw it on this side where it says living. That's the first side. On this side that begins with the N sound, non-living, I'd like you to draw one non-living thing. So on this side, it is something that needs food, air, water over and over again. On this side is something that does not need food, air, or water to grow and change, because it doesn't grow and change, okay? So one living thing on this side from around your house, either inside or outside, and one non-living thing from your house, either inside or outside, okay? All right, my friends, great job on living and non-living things. I'll see you later.